40% increase. I always wanted a thing called tuna sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Tune here again. It's that time of month, and this time we got a pickup video. So I didn't really plan to buy much this month, but as it always is the same, for some reason I have picked up a few things. So we'll start off with, I picked up some PS3 games. My mate was selling a few games off because he was getting rid of his PS3. So I bought this, which is Project Diva. I just bought it out of curiosity, basically. It's all in Japanese, and to be honest, I haven't got a clue to play it. I am going to have to get a guide to play it. Apparently Project Diva, she's a virtual idol in Japan. Yep, in Japan they have idols that are basically computer generated, and they do concerts. If you look on YouTube, there is actually a concert being held with thousands of people there. Japs, what could you say? Mental. But anyway, Project Diva. So it was a bit of a curiosity buy, but I have no idea how to play it. So somehow I'm going to have to work out how to play that game. Next one I picked up, No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise. This game originally came out on the Wii. I've been playing on the Wii quite a bit. I had waggle controls for his sword, which was a bit of a pain in the ass, but this time you can play it on your PS3 controller. Apparently this is like a remastered version of the game with some extras. Pretty nice, you know. Pretty cool, nice little pickup. You don't see this around that often, to be honest with you. So I grabbed this off him when I can. As you can see, you can use it with the move. I haven't got a move, but I have played on one, and they do, you know, for something that looks like you're holding an ice cream cone in your hand, this glow in the colour, they actually work surprisingly well, good for shooters. So I don't know, maybe if I see one cheap one day, pick it up. You know, who knows? For shooters, they work really well. So that was No More Heroes. Now on to the slightly better. I picked up this, Caladrius Blaze. This is a vertical scrolling shmup. Came out on the arcades and was on the Xbox 360 as well. This is the Blaze version, which came out on the PS3 in August, I believe. Sorry about that, guys, still got a little bit of a cold going. So this is a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up. For some reason it does have a lot of sort of semi-clad naked anime girls in it, which, to be honest, you do nothing for the game whatsoever, and you can't turn them off in the menus, which does make the game flow a lot better when you do it. I say this game, I fancied the look of it. When I first played it, you could pass off thinking, oh, it's not very good. It's a little bit hard to get into because there's like about 6-7 characters, all got completely different weapons. It uses 6 buttons for weapons. So basically you got your main weapon, you got 3 like magic weapons, a bomb and a super, which use all magics at the same time. It's a bit mad at first, it's a bit sort of overwhelming once you first start playing it and know what's going on. Each character's weapons are completely different. But once you start getting into it, I've come to really like this game. It's really good. The scoring system is all to do about using your magic weapons and powering up your ratio. It seems a really good game. It's quite difficult. I've only managed to get to the 4th boss on 1 credit so far. But I will play a bit more. This is made by Moss, the same people who did Raiden 4 and Raiden 3. So, you know, a little bit difficult to get into at first, and I think if you played in a shop or something, you think, oh, not that great. But once you get into it, it is a really cool game. Right, this is the one that's going to be slightly awkward to try and do the translation to what this is. This game. I've been wanting this game since it came out on the PS3. Well, it came out on the Xbox 360 actually, but that wasn't region free. It came out on PC a little while ago, and I've been wanting it for a while. But it's always very expensive, and I've just been a bit dodgy about buying it. And I managed to... What I find is this version of the game is like the re-release. You find that the original version will go anything up to 120 quid. second hand, and this version you'll see 60 quid most of the time to find it, but I managed to pick it up for 35 from Japan. I've only played it this morning. Seems really cool fun. The game is called Morokan wa Norowa ta Shimita, which I've probably ruined that and probably swear to somebody's grandmother or something, but you know, I've probably ruined that translation. But Morokan, it's a top-down shooter. You got a little character running across the floor with weapons, and you can aim your weapons in different directions. Looks really good fun. I need to play it a bit more, obviously, to get into it, but it's quite cool looking. But graphic-wise, I'd say it's more, you know, this could have been on the Dreamcast, to be honest with you. But you know, graphics are not everything. You know, gameplay is one, and it does seem really good fun. And I'm glad I've got it. And it's worth keeping hold of because this game is shooting up in price and it's becoming very hard to get hold of as well. So there's that one. That's the PS3 games over for this month. A couple of other things I did. My mate was also he went to a charity shop and picked up some Game Gear games, so which I nabbed off him because he hasn't got a Game Gear. So first one I picked off him was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Game Gear versions of these games are really good, so that was the first one. The second one was Super Kickoff, as you can see there. Not really into that, like, but I had all these games off him for about a £5, so I can't complain. Oh no, it's £6 actually. I think that's what he paid for him, so I gave him the money he paid for him. Game Gear Golf, you know, pretty cool. Not too bad, like. Let me just adjust my brightness a minute. Game Gear Golf. So you don't see Game Gear games around very often. Outrun Europa. Also another good one. So there's that one. I also picked up Olympic Gold. Not really into sports games, but you know, may as well have it. Why not? And this is a nice one. I'm into shmups, as you may have guessed. This is Aerial Assault. Nice shmup. I got this on the Master System as well. I haven't played the Game Gear one as yet. But Aerial Assault. So that's a pretty nice little pickup off my mate. Nice of him to troll the charity shops and come up with some Game Gear games for me, so you can't fault that. As I mentioned in my last video, I had a Famicom game coming from Japan. I'm well into, I really like the Fantasy Zone shoot-em-ups on the Master System. I like the arcade ones. I like them on pretty much over every console I've played on, the Mega Drive and everything. I bought the original Fantasy Zone for the NES, and it's a really nice conversion, and I would probably say it's better than the Master System version, and I really do rate the Master System version as well. So I didn't realise, but Fantasy Zone 2 is out in Japan on the Famicom. So I thought, oh, I get it, it's made by Sunsoft like the first version as well. So I got it, plugged in the machine. I don't think I like it much. It's a really shitty conversion. The Master System version of this is brilliant, but this one's a really slow, crappy music, shitty conversion, and Sunsoft done such an awesome job on the first game. So I don't know what happened there, but this game is not so good. I don't like it. So that was a bit of a shame I picked it up, but there you go. You know, live and learn. It didn't cost me that much anyway. I think altogether it cost me about a £5. So it's not too bad. It's okay, like, but it's not a patch on the Master System version. But you know, but that was the pickup. The other pickup I got for the Famicom this month, and this is one I've been wanting for a long time, but they are a little bit on the pricey side. But well worth it, is I picked myself up a Famicom Everdrive. Very nice piece of kit this is, especially for old Famicom games, because some of the really good Famicom games are getting ridiculously expensive. Like, for instance, Summer Carnival Wrecker, shoot 'em up. Very good shoot 'em up, very, very nice. But if you want the original version of that in a box from Japan, be prepared to pay 850 to 900 quid for it, because that's how much it goes for. It's super rare and super damn expensive. So pretty much I'll put Summer Carnival Record on this, and it's paid for itself straight away. As I said, I don't know if you can see, but there it's got a little SD card which plugs in the side, but there you put your ROMs in there, plug that in your Famicom, and off you go, all the Famicom games you can eat. I say the Famicom EverDrive is one of the more expensive ones with the see-through, as you can see, which is quite cool. The see-through red shell, which comes with it nicely fitted and everything. It was an SD card. It was £100. It seems a lot of money, but if you want to play some of the more rarer Famicom games that are hard to get hold of, you will pay a lot of money for it. But you know, it's a nice piece of kit, nevertheless. And for, I can give you an idea of the sort of prices of stuff on the Famicom. If you want to get hold of that, for instance, which is Gradius 2 on the Famicom, in pretty much pristine condition, very nice, got a hard plastic case cover on it and that. Be prepared to pay anything from 30 quid upwards for this, and these games will go a lot more expensive than that. So, and like I said, they're not easy to get hold of. You'll just get cartridges most of the time, but this is a pretty mint version of that game. And this is very nice on the Famicom as well, but this is not this month's pickup, but they say that's the sort of idea of prices. But say the EverDrive, all the EverDrives are fantastic. It doesn't stop you buying original games. I got a Mega Drive EverDrive, but then I've got like about 120 Mega Drive games as well. You know what I mean? It doesn't stop you buying Mega Drive games. I still collect in the games I really want, but it's nice to try stuff out. Things like translations, for instance, and you know, games that are unreleased and stuff like that. So you know, EverDrives are awesome. So that's my other Famicom pickup there. Another game I've loved for years and years, and I've never picked it up. Back in the day, I would have literally cut my left bollock off to have this game, but it was never to be so. I never had the money for it. I was a lot younger at the time, and I could never really afford it, and it was quite hard to get hold of. But I've picked myself up Winds of Thunder on the PC Engine CD. This game is awesome. It's a sort of horizontal scrolling shmup. Fantasy one, where you've got a guy with a sword, he can fire, he can sword people, he can run along the floor. Amazing music. I did Gates of Thunder review about 2 weeks ago. This pretty much is the spiritual sequel to Gates of Thunder, and if you have a look at some of my original videos, there is me doing a replay of this on the PC Engine, but it was before I really sort of worked out how to get the best thing out of my videos. But and I did do a replay of the Sega CD version as well. But I will do a review of this game. Like I say, it's very nice. It's going, these days you're talking of paying anything between 60 and 80 quid for this game, and the price is going up. You will occasionally find it for £40 now and then. I managed to pick this one up for 40, but I've been waiting a while to find a good price. The only problem with it, unfortunately, I had it for 40 because the booklet itself got a little bit of water damage. So I don't know if you can see on here. See, there's got a bit of water damage in there. The pages were stuck together on the book, so obviously it got damp at some point, and all the pages were literally stuck like that. I had to come up with an idea to get the pages unstuck without actually ripping them, because I don't know if you can see there. See these. It ripped a little bit there, but I come up with a plan. What I did, I boiled the kettle, and I pretty much steamed the pages open. Which, you know, it didn't rip the pages much, but the paper's a little bit knackered. But I managed to get the booklet open, and I managed to keep the majority of the booklet in pretty decent condition. Quite surprised about that. So if you do get water damaged booklets and you can't open the pages, get a kettle on it, steam them open. That did seem to do the job. So I was quite happy with that. The results weren't too bad at all. Like, but I say this one comes with the original cards and stuff of it. But yeah, this probably is my all-time favourite shooter on the PC Engine. I say I managed to pick myself up a copy of this, so I'll keep that in my collection. And as you know, the PC Engine is my favourite console, and I do want to collect pretty much just about everything I can for it. It's the only console I think I would consider picking up some of the crapper games, just for the fact that I love the machine so much. I would collect whatever I can for it. Hence goes even Deep Blue, as you see in my other video, and that game is terrible. But I won't sell it, I'll keep it. But anyway, Winds of Thunder, or Lords of Thunder as it's called in America. It's a pretty more appropriate name, I think, but fantastic. And the last thing I picked up, I should have prepared a bit more for this. I had plans this year. I've got a PS4. I love modern gaming as well as retro gaming. I got a PS4. I've been playing a lot of games on that, and they're all good. First person shooters, great. But I do crave for other stuff. This is why I like shoot 'em ups and I like beat 'em ups and that. And they're not really catering, even though the PS4 is becoming the console for beat 'em ups. By the way, I am buying a new joystick, and I will do an unboxing and test video of that when I get it. I should have it in about 2 weeks' time. I decided, at some point this year I was going to buy a Wii U, because the Mario Kart and various other games look fantastic. I've played them and they're really cool. So I was going to get it at some point this year, and there was no rush, but my brother was looking on Gumtree, and he came up to me and he found a guy with a brand new Wii U 8GB model for 100 quid. Well, he wanted 125 for it, and we knocked him down to 100 quid. And for that sort of price, I couldn't really say no. So I picked myself up. I don't know if you can see it. I'll put it there. Maybe over there. I picked myself up a Wii U. 100 quid, can't fault it. I was a bit worried about the 8GB. I'll put that out of the way in a minute. I was a bit worried about the 8GB, but you can put hard drives in it. And it's the white Wii U, and there it is. Yeah, so you can do the brightness a bit better. That's my Wii U. So the console's off at the moment. I don't know if I can turn it on. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. There's a Wii U in the menus. So yeah, picked myself up a Wii U. Pretty cool. Like I said, I might do a console review with this at some point. I got some nice buttons. As you can see, the joypads, it's just like a giant joypad with a screen. Surprisingly comfortable to use. I was expecting it to be a bit awkward, but the way they've done the shoulder buttons and the way you hold it, you end up putting your finger sort of underneath there, and you hold it, you use your triggers. It's surprisingly comfortable. So I'll just turn that off a minute. Surprisingly comfortable to use, and very nice analog sticks. So I had it, didn't have a game, and I was wondering what game to get, and move that out of the way a minute. I was wondering what game to get, and I'm probably not going to have money to buy a game for a little while, so I thought, well, what should I get? Do I get Mario 3D World, which pretty much won Game of the Year about 2 years ago? That was a possibility. Or do I get Mario Land, or do I get, Bayonetta 2, or some of the other ones I want? But I thought probably the best way, get myself Mario Kart 8. Why not, innit? And I have to say, this game is great. It's really good fun. I've 100%ed 50 and 100cc, but I haven't done 150 as yet. It's got full multiplayer on it. It's got like a battle mode, which is not that great, to be honest. But yeah, it's Mario Kart, man, and this is the best Mario Kart I've played for quite a while. Ignore that sound, guys. It's the phone. So sorry about that, guys. I have to answer that because the phone will just keep going and going and going. But yeah, so that's Mario Kart 8. Fantastic game. The graphic engine is well impressive. It does look really pretty. It's 720p, but it's like really soft edge. It almost looks like like you're playing a CG cartoon. But yeah, it's great. Works really well. It's a really nice game, and I'm glad I picked it up. So pretty much, if I put that like so, that's my pickups for this month. Quite an eclectic mix of things here. You can't fault it, really. But so yeah, wasn't really planning on a Wii U, but for 100 quid, it's pretty hard to say no. So I don't know what I got planned for next month. I know Bloodborne's coming out on the PS4. I'm going to have to get that, I think. I probably will pick myself up a Wii U game. And I've got our new arcade stick coming for the PS4, which I'll do an unboxing video on that. And I can have a good look at it. And I'll probably open it up because I'll probably I'll try the stick in it, but I'll probably end up swapping the stick out with my other one. So if I do, we'll have a look inside the stick, and I'll do a video of that as well. So anyway, guys, that's my pickups videos for February 2015. Hope you enjoyed, and there's a lot of gaming ahead for me, so I'll see you soon.